a domain of something, they're giving you possibilities that you can use for that particular variable. Okay? If they give you a domain, they're giving you possibilities that you can use for that variable, which is what example 1 on page 101 is doing. The one I want to do for you is going to look like this. Hang on a second. Here we go. 2x plus 3y equals 7, and the domain of x is -1, 0, or 2. Now the way they show it to you might be different from the way you do it, but this is the way I generally use when they give me a domain, so I'm going to show it that way. If they give me x values, like -1, 0, and 2, I place them in the left-handmost column. Then I take the rest of the equation, and I usually either rewrite it right here in the middle, or I solve for y. And depending upon the numbers, it can be difficult or it can be easy. This is going to be easy to solve for because or difficult to solve for because 7's not divisible by 3 and 2 is not divisible by 3. So what I usually end up doing when they're just not easy to solve, I just write it back out. And then I plug in the value they give me. 2 times -1 is the first one, plus 3y is 7. And obviously I can't solve it in this little spot, but I'll solve it over here. 2 times -1 plus 3y equals 7. We're going to solve for y. -2 plus 3y is 7. Add 2. So dividing by 3, y has to equal 3. If we check ourselves, -2 added to 3 times 3 is 7. So we know that that value will work. The 0 value isn't going to be quite as easy, or it's not going to be a whole number anyway. So 0 plus 3y is 7. Y equals 7/3, right? Divide by the 3. I'm shorthanding this. Are you guys okay with me kind of writing it like that? And if I check myself, 0 plus 3 over 1 times 7 over 3, does that equal 7? Yes, it does. The last one in this type of problem, they give us a 2. 2 times 2, plugging in that value for x, added to 3y is 7. So 4 plus 3y is 7. Subtract 4, divide by 3. To check it, 4 plus 3 times 1, does that equal 7? It sure does. Whoops, I forgot to fill it in. Okay? So if they give you a domain, which you will see in the first few problems, 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9, you're going to solve those over some domains. Okay? Example 2 is a word problem that we will go over tomorrow. But for sake of argument, I want to go over some of the homework assignment with you, okay? So that you can actually have some extra help. In number 13, if you want to turn to page 104, I'm going to flip. This is 104, number 13. That entire group there says, complete each ordered pair to form a solution of the equation. They give you the equation, 3x plus 2y is 12. And then if they give you the first value, that's the x. If they give you the second value, that's the y. Are you guys seeing what I mean by this? So here's number 13. The rest of them are just more difficult numerically, but it's the same exact thing. 3x plus 2y is 12. The first set is 0, comma, something. The second set is something, 0. And the last set, ran out of room, is 2 and something. So let's do this first one. 3 times 0. 3 times 0, yep, plus 2y is 12. That means 2y is 12. What does that mean y is? You betcha. Y is going to be 6 when x is 0. Okay? If you plug it in and test it right here, 0 plus 12, correct. When x is 2, what do we get? Well, let's test it. When x is 2, looks like it's going to be a 3, isn't it? Dividing by 2, y is going to be 3. We believe when x is 2, y is 3. So let's test it. 6 plus 6, yep, it works. What about when they give you a y value? Some of you can probably already see what the answer is. Yeah, it's 4. If they give you a y value, then we're solving for x. Based on that, if we plug in, 3 times 4 is 12, plus 0, that is correct. Therefore, this becomes the ordered pairs, x, y, that satisfies that particular equation. Okay? Another thing they may do for you is ask you, will these solve the equation? Like, let's say for a second, I said to you, does 4, 2 solve this equation? Well, 3 times 4 is 12. 12 plus 2 times 2 is 4. 12 plus 4 does not equal 12. So the answer, if I asked you if this solved this equation, would be a big fat no. So keep that in mind. You might be asked if something satisfies. You might be asked what would work if I give you the other portion. And later, you're going to be asked to solve it with nothing. And it's a lot easier than you think. Okay? Later, you're going to be asked just how to solve it if you are provided with simply the equation. And it's definitely doable. I promise you will be able to do it. So, did I scare anybody?